Professor Jagannath Tambagudia to propose the vote of thanks.
Professor Mandroma Sharma, Professor Shalini Bharat, Professor Kalpana Sarathi, Professor Sasmita Palo, my colleagues, students, and esteemed guests. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who work hard to make this convocation possible. First of all, I'd like to thank Professor Manorama Sharma, retired professor, Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, for gracing this occasion as the chief guest and delivering the convocation address. Madam, today we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts on the issues of debating social sciences, social science education, and the issues of development, and I'm sure that this will certainly invoke us to revisit our understanding on these critical themes. The special message of the interim chairperson governing board, TISS, Mr. Vijay Singh, to our graduating students deserve a special mention. Thank you so much, sir, for all your inspiring words, support, and encouragement. I sincerely thank Professor Shalini Bharat, Director, TIS, for presiding over the convocation. We are so grateful to you, madam, for guiding us in our academic initiatives and extending all possible support required at different stages for achieving the stated objectives or goals of TISS Guwahati off campus. Your presence here offers inspiration to the graduating students and scholars in particular. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank our Deputy Director, Professor Kalpana Sarathi, whose guidance has been a huge inspiration to all of us for the collective success of this institution, which is celebrating its 10th convocation, but very much prepared for a bright journey ahead. My sincere gratitude to Professor Sasmita Palo, officiating register, for unrelenting support and encouragement. Thank you so much for signing the MOU with Organization for Guwahati Campus even this afternoon. Thanks to all the State Advisory Committee members, TISS Guwahati Off Campus, for all the support in multiple ways. Professor Mefoza is with us, who is one of the members of the State Advisory Committee for Guwahati Campus. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the members of Board of Studies. We always recognize that your continuous support significantly contributes to our teaching and learning process. Thank you so much. Thanks are also to all the dignitaries, guests, and well-wishers who attended this ceremony. I also want to take this moment to thank the media for covering the event and disseminating our celebration widely. We duly acknowledge the contribution of our field organizations, and thank you all for facilitating the fieldwork internship as well as experiential learning. Now it's the time to thank the significant stakeholders of the 10th convocation of TISS Guwahati off campus. On behalf of the TIS fraternity, I congratulate and extend my heartfelt gratitude to the graduating classes of 2023 for achieving another milestone in academic journey. We thank you for understanding the demanding circumstances and adjusting in no time, both between the online classes during your first year as well as the offline mode of learning during the second year. We hope that the knowledge you gained, the values you imbibed at TISS Guwahati off campus will help you to mark not just for yourself but also for the institute. We keep our door open for you to come back to the campus and interact with our young minds, and look forward to your valuable contribution to the further growth of the institution. Best wishes for all your future endeavors. We are grateful to the parents for choosing TISS Guwahati off campus as one of their preferred institution of higher learning for their children. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to thank all my colleagues for teaching and guiding our students throughout their course of study and making it exciting learning experiences. Thanks to all the committee members for working hard to make this occasion special. I also want to extend special gratitude to the annual report committee led by Dr. Abhinandan Saikia for extracting the best information, extracting the best from a plethora of information concerning the achievements of faculty members and students. My sincere gratitude to all the staff of Guwahati off campus. To mention a few, Dr. Utpal Sharma, Deputy Registrar, Mr. Niga Das, Administrative Officer, Mr. Simanta Bora, Assistant Registrar, Ms. Dulumani Das, PS to the Deputy Director, and Ms. Sevali Patwari, Assistant Librarian, without whose tireless work throughout the years, today's event would not have been possible. Thanks are also due to the staff of Director's Office, Registrar's Office and Finance Section, it is Mumbai campus, for their support. Special gratitude to Professor Shahjan and the staff of the Office of Dean Academic Affairs for facilitating the process, starting from admission to the convocation and beyond. I'd like to thank the student council members for organizing annual sports, badminton, the cultural and literary festival, and other students-led extracurricular activities throughout the year. In addition to academic activities, which made the campus life most vibrant during your stay with the TISS Guwahati of campus. Last but not the least, our appreciation and thanks to all the student volunteers for their ready support. Once again, congratulations to all the graduated students. Thank you all and have a great time. Thank you so much.
Shri Vijay Singh, Interim Chairman in absentia, Director Professor Shalini Bharat, Director TIS, Professor Manorama Sharma, esteemed Chief Guest at the 10th Convocation, Professor Shashmita Palo, Registrar TIS, Professor Jagannath Ambagudia, Dean School of Social Sciences and Humanities, esteemed guests, faculty and staff, and most importantly, the very, very dear students of at the 10th Convocation of TISS Guwahati off campus, and the family members who have taken all the effort to be here today. Thank you all for being here to witness a very important milestone in student life and in university life. It is with an immense sense of joy and happiness that I present the annual report at the 10th Convocation. The Convocation is always a very solemn yet a very grand and happy event that sees the culmination of a period of study or a program. For the graduating students, it is a momentous occasion, and I'm sure that you are here with both a sense of humility and a sense of pride in equal measure. The responsibilities that you will shoulder in life ahead will remind you of your student life, and I in advance congratulate the PhD scholar, the students of the BASS 2020-2023 batch, as well as the MA and the MASW students of the 2021-2023 batches. So, with an immense sense of joy, we have had a very, very eventful year. The TISS Guwahati off campus was established in 2012. Just to give a bit of a background, the Honorable Education Minister of Assam at that time, the current Chief Minister, Shri Himanto Biswa Sharma, inaugurated the new and permanent campus at Jalukbari on 31st May 2017, the campus where all our graduating students are graduating from. And we currently have 8 postgraduate programs organized under 2 schools. It offers both the School of Social Sciences and Humanities as well as the School of Social Work. We also have the Center for Undergraduate Studies, and we have a robust number of scholars within the unit of Research and Development. In the year under review, the campus is happy to report the signing of 2 MOUs, one which is in the stage of finalization and one which has just been signed today. We are very happy to report that a leading organization in the region that works for children and people and communities in the area of disability rights and inclusion, Shishu Sarathi, signed an MOU with us this morning. The Population Council Institute is a leading research organization that is dedicated to work on critical health and development issues, and we are in the stage of finalizing an MOU with them to partner on areas of common and relevant issues. Guwahati off campus. This is a very important year for all of us because I think all the students had returned to the campus after a hiatus of almost 2 years or 3 years because that was disturbed due to the pandemic. And so their full-time presence after a hiatus of 3 years ensured that there was a deeper engagement and mentoring to mitigate the learning losses that were experienced during the pandemic. Faculty of our campus encouraged and led initiatives to make the teaching learning environment more robust. This Guwahati off campus has a multidisciplinary team of faculty members who have rich and diverse experiences. They are actively engaged with industry partners, civil society institutions and policymakers. Being a multi-campus network institution, our faculty teach across centers, schools and campuses. This year, however, we had to say farewell to a few of our faculty members, Dr. Ilito H. Achumi, Dr. Chitrasen Bue, Dr. Namrata Sharma, Dr. Manasi Bera and Dr. Prashant Keshavani. We wish them the very best of academic and professional success as they pursue other academic and professional goals. They have added tremendous value to the academic and administrative roles that they played in the year under review. We also welcomed in our midst Dr. Ramya Ranjan Patel, Assistant Professor in the Center for Labour Studies and Social Protection. This year also saw the very first NEP-inspired program being launched from 2022. The BASS program was revised and we have now introduced from 2022 a 4-year BASS program, and they were admitted in the year under review through the CUET for the first time. As far as the publications and research on the campus goes, we are happy to report that faculty members at this campus published there was one contribution of a co-authored book. There were 5 chapters in edited volumes with international publishers and 11 research papers in peer-reviewed journals. During the year 2022-23, a total of 3 research projects were ongoing at the Institute. The focus of research was on areas around water, health, food security, and sustainable agriculture. Seminars and workshops have been conducted with a lot of initiative from the faculty and students and staff. The faculty organized several workshops. The major themes included water, ecology and sustainability, climate change, agroecology, mental health, public health, peace and conflict, corporate social responsibility, labor market institutions, social protection, labor, rights and gender. Our faculty has also been invited as resource persons and have contributed as resource persons on areas that included access to medicine, climate change, disaster management, mental health, land identity, human rights, social work education, river ecology, tribal education, academic writing and publication. The SC and ST and Equal Opportunity Cell have organized a 1-day pre-admission orientation for students who have applied to various postgraduate programs. The Women and Gender Development Cell organized routine orientations for all students and staff. The year under review was very active as members of the WGDC oriented students and ensured that every complaint to the internal committee was attended to. The prime responsibility is, of course, to follow the mandate of Vishaka Guidelines and Saksham report of the UGC. A gender sensitization orientation program for non-teaching staff, including outsourced staff on campus, was organized on the 9th of December 2022. The session was interactive. It was taken by Professor Polly Waukelin from Guwahati University. We acknowledge the contributions of the external expert in our IC, Ms. Amrita P. Hazarika, who finished her term with us. The Health and Wellbeing Center focused on a number of initiatives, included a lot of talks and interactive sessions related to mental health. The students and the first council, after a very, very long time, have been extremely active. We were very happy to see a student council on the campus. We had the chairperson, Mr. Decifer, and the general secretary, and a number of them who are also sitting here today. Probably only one of the student council members is going to be there in the continuing batch, so most of them are here with us today. We are very happy and thankful to them that they were elected on the 3rd of November 2022. They conducted the Bharat Bhasha Utsav on 11th of December 2022. That was to celebrate the diversity that we feel with a sense of pride on the campus. We organized the Bharat Bhasha Utsav to acknowledge the multitude of languages in our diverse nation. The myriad cultures on our campus were exhibited by students' performances and recitals in Malayalam, Assamese, Marathi and other languages. The event was a success and instilled the emotions of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat amongst everyone across the campus. The Pride event that was organized by the Student Council in collaboration with the Women and Gender Development Cell of TIS Guwahati organized the campus first ever Pride Week to celebrate diversity in gender and equality. While a number of our students have participated routinely outside, this was a whole week's program on the campus. IGNIS, which was the Intra-College Sports Fest, was organized by the Student Council. The inaugural sessions were held. A 3-day event included basketball, badminton, table tennis matches, cricket, kho-kho, kabaddi, volleyball matches, as well as football, long jump and athletics. There were numerous talents that were identified. The Council is very grateful to Mr. Gita Goswami, Member Secretary of the State Level Advisory Committee for Student and Youth Welfare, Assam State Level Advisory Committee, because he helped us in getting a lot of the infrastructure in place. The event that most students look forward to in the campus is the Wow Malan. And the Wow Malan is the cultural festival, cultural and literary festival that students take part in every year. Echoes of Unity Cultural and Literary Festival. That's how they had named it this year. It was held between 24th and 26th of March. It was a 3-day cultural festival which brought students across the campus. It aimed to reflect the abundant cultural diversity on the campus. The festival featured inter-university competitions for the first time around the theme of unity, and they took the opportunity to make this an intercollegiate event for the very first time. And we had about 250 participants from various colleges in Guwahati, like the National Law University, the NLUJA, the Royal Global University, Assam Engineering College, Handy Girls College, and Indian Institute of Information Technology, who participated in the event. The Literary Secretary, Ms. Lakshmi Padmakumar, and the Student Council proudly released their annual literary magazine titled Yening. Literally means spring, yes, in Metilong, which is one of the languages from here. The magazine was dedicated to celebrating the beautiful languages of the northeast of India, and the talented team under the leadership of the Literary Secretary designed the magazines themselves. It exhibits multiple poems in many languages, showing that we have a very talented group of poets on our campus who wrote in English, Assamese and Hindi, and also had dedicated some comic strips and a page dedicated to the beloved campus dogs, the 4-legged friends on the campus. We also had the English remedial classes which students have actually helped out with. We had a 2-day dance workshop, and now coming to the going beyond the student achievements, also to the campus placements. The placement cell under the leadership of Dr. Rajdeep Singha has an overall student placement coordinator, Ms. Sabyata Ranjan, and a senior placement representative from all the postgraduate programs. We are happy to report that out of a total 75 students who registered for the placement process, 52 students have been placed successfully. And the names of the organizations that came for placement include Drishti Foundation, Academy of Management Studies, Pradhan, ICICI Foundation, FES, Lend a Hand India, Ek Kadam, Skills for Us, the Nudge, and Spark Mind Foundation, and Srijam. I think these were some of the placements that took place. Reporting about the library and other facilities very quickly. The library has today, in the year under review, we have added to the library, and we now have about 10,000 books in stock and subscription to more than 55 scholarly journals. As far as our enrollment is concerned, this year under review, we had The bachelor's program had 128 students, while the master's program had a total of 226 students across the years, and the PhD program had 50 research scholars on board, taking the total of the number of students to 404. Now very happy to announce that awards and fellowships and scholarships that the students have received. We have two students, Jacob Dasongam and Suraj Das, who have cleared the UGC NET exam with JRF in the year under review. 9 students who have cleared the UGC NET exam, whose names are Apurva Dika, Diksha, Prakhya, K, Zamka, Shanti Vikas, Lukat, Umesh, Deepa Rashid, and Gurwaklam Gangne, Shasin King, and Shenkpal Emara. So, big congratulations to all of them. Dr. Ritu Smita Goswami's name has appeared in the list of top-rated Indian groundwater experts in the year 2023. And this is based on the publications during the last 10 years of work. Samriddhi Bharadwaj, a student of ours who left the program, unfortunately, but while she was with us, was awarded the first position in the Mayor's Speech competition at Prajatantra National Youth Festival 2023. The IRO has been very, very active, and we get a lot of support from our colleagues across the campuses, and particularly from Mumbai. We have had 4 students from Guwahati off campus who have been out on exchange programs. Arya Meher from the Master of Arts, Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development for 21-22. She was the recipient of Erasmus Scholarship by the European Union. And Mayurika Das from Master of Arts, Peace and Conflict Studies. She was selected for the Sciences Po Lille, France as an exchange student during her 3rd semester. We had Rupin Kaur from the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences 2023, who was selected for Macquarie University, Australia as an exchange program during her 5th semester. And Deki Yamzong, a foreign student from Bhutan who is currently pursuing a Master of Arts in Sociology and Social Anthropology 2022-24. Coming to this convocation, we are happy to announce that this has been a very momentous year for us. We congratulate the 154 students who sit before us, who will be receiving their BA, MA, MSW degrees. And at this convocation, our growth continues to be reflected in the increase in the number of degrees being awarded. We mark the award for 112 students who will receive their MA degree, 16 in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, 11 in Labour Studies and Social Protection, 15 in Peace and Conflict Studies, 15 in Sociology and Social Anthropology, and 15 in Social Work in Community Organization and Development Practice, Social Work in Counseling, 13 in Livelihoods and Social Entrepreneurship, and 14 in Social Work and Public Health. 41 students graduate with their BA in Social Sciences, and 1 student receives a PhD degree today. As far as our publications are concerned, I'm just reading out only the names of some of our faculty who have had publications to their credit. Dr. Namita Brahma, Dr. Ritu Smita Goswami, Dr. Abhinandan Saikia, Dr. Rajdeep Singha, Professor Sanjay Bogora, Professor Jagannath Kanapuria, Dr. Sudeno Kitam, and Dr. Lima Senda, and Dr. Joseph Riame, and Dr. Ravi Jainai have published extremely well. The last, I think, is the issues related to our, most of it is covered. There's so much to actually report that there are so many seminars, workshops, conferences that have been published, notably by some of the centers, both in the School of Social Sciences and Humanities as well as in the School of Social Work. I think the centers across the schools have been very, very active. The Center for Community Organization and Development Practice had organized several. One of them, which all of us will probably remember, is at the very start when we had Mr. Harmeet Singh, who came and had an interactive session with us, and it was received extremely well. We had some of these very interesting programs across the centers for counseling. Center for Counseling had organized issues around program around Alzheimer's Day. We had the Center for Public Health with access to medicine. We had Dr. Namita Brahma and the Center for Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development organizing several programs. Notably among them were the, I think, Seeds for the Future, and we had other programs as well that were organized. I hope I'm not missing out on any one of this. We had interactive sessions as well that were organized by the Unit for Research and Development, and also Center for Labor Studies and Social Protection. I should remember that they also organized both international speakers as well as speakers from across the country. So with that, I would come to the end of the annual report, and this is just to say that as we prepare to leave for the students, as we prepare to leave the portals of TIS Guwahati off campus, on behalf of my colleagues, the faculty and staff at TIS Guwahati off campus, we wish you the very best ahead. Congratulations to each of you as you receive a degree, and to all of you who have won awards or received prizes in this, will receive prizes in this convocation. Many of you have added value to the campus life, and I wish that you remain in touch with us. At all such moments, we should also be very, very grateful to the parents and families who are, some of them who are here, some of them who are not able to make it today, but for having supported you through your education. We wish all of you the very, very best. Thank you.
The Academic Council of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences recommends that one student of PhD in Social Sciences, 16 students of the Master of Arts degree in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, 11 students of the Master of Arts degree in Labor Studies and Social Protection, 15 students of the Master of Arts degree in Peace and Conflict Studies, 15 students of the Master of Arts degree in Sociology and Social Anthropology, 15 students of the Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Community Organization and Development Practice, 13 students of the Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Counseling, 13 students of the Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Livelihoods and Social Entrepreneurship, 14 students of the Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Public Health, and 41 students of the Bachelor of Arts degree in Social Sciences, who have satisfactorily fulfilled the academic requirements of the Institute may be admitted to the said degree. Now, therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the governing board of the Institute, I have the honor to declare that the respective PhD in Social Sciences, Master of Arts in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, Master of Arts in Labor Studies and Social Protection, Master of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies, Master of Arts in Sociology and Social Anthropology, Master of Arts in Social Work in Community Organization and Development Practice, Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Counseling, Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Livelihoods and Social Entrepreneurship, Master of Arts in Social Work degree in Public Health, and Bachelor of Arts degree in Social Sciences may be awarded to those who are present and all those who are absent today. I now request the graduating students to rise for the oath. I shall put before you the following questions, and you shall answer to those questions. Do you solemnly and sincerely promise and declare that, if admitted to the degrees for which you have qualified, you will, in your daily life and conversation, conduct yourselves as become members of this institute? Do you solemnly and sincerely promise and declare that, to the utmost of your opportunity and ability, you will use your power for the promotion of true learning and in the service of your fellow people? And do you solemnly and sincerely promise that you will faithfully and diligently fulfill the duties of the profession to which you will eventually belong, and that you will on all occasions maintain its purity and reputation? Thank you. May take your seats. I now request that the candidates be presented by the deans of the respective schools and chairpersons of the independent centers, units.
Now I request the chairperson, Unit for Research and Development, Dr. R.K. Devbarma, to invite the student graduating with PhD in Social Sciences. Now I request the Dean, School of Social Sciences and Humanities, Professor Jagannath Ambakudia, to invite the students graduating with Master of Arts in Social Sciences and Humanities.
Good afternoon, everyone. Presenting the candidates for the Master of Arts from the School of Social Sciences and Humanities, beginning with MA in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, Abhijit Saikia. Aditya Kumar. Arya Meher. Chaitanya Barua. Gaitamli Panme. Jason Chakma. Janusri Kaur. Monica Basmatari. Monisha Saha in absentia. Nipul Chakma. Priya Eka. प्रियंका चौधरी. राजू जामतिया. सायन मोनी जामतिया. शिवानी गोयल in absentia. Sunita. Presenting the candidates of Master of Arts in Labor Studies and Social Protection, Akanksha Kaur. Ananya Hazra. Ayush Yadav. Kartika Kujurorao. Rigatshi Borko Kotoki. Nongling Tisofi. Ron Sengla Pangnir. Shashank Sekhar. Swarnadipta Saha. Vandana Parekh. Bhagyadeep Nagnath Thackeray in absentia. Now presenting the candidates of Master of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies, Adrika Barua in absentia, Ali Afrina Shahid. Chitralekha Gupta. Karasu, Kesai Suresh Teja, Mayurika Das, Nishant Barwa, Nishant Goswami, Salma Hussain, Sevi George, Simpson Topo, Sukriti Deka, Sweetie Hussain, Sweetie Hussain, Vishnu Priya. Presenting the candidates of Master of Arts in Sociology and Social Anthropology, Advait Arun Matkaikar, Anisha Bare, Antarlena Bhattacharya, Bharati Roy in absentia, Drupad Umesh, Pranjal PR in absentia, Anisha Kundra Topal, Joshua Saila, Lakshmi Padmakumar, Lexan Hiri, Lexan Hiri, Naomi Dasisat Nongkundri, Pallavi Kalita, Rashmi Chaudhary, Renlama Topo, Saint Rosary Tuller, congratulations to all the graduated students. Thank you.
I now request the Dean, School of Social Work, Dr. Santosh M.R., to invite the students graduating with Master of Arts in Social Work.
A very good evening to all of you. Now presenting the students graduating from School of Social Work with the Master of Social Work, Master of Arts in Social Work. First of all, let me present the students graduating from the Center for Community Organization and Urban Practice, Meku Alfred. Lucifer Sutin, in absentia. Duatlai, Hiba Bashir. Jyoti Singh, Kamaljeet Kumar in absentia, Mary Sani Tommy, Mohit T, Monica Murmu, Nilsson Daimari, Pratish Chaudhary, Rinjing Wangdi Lama, Suraj Das, Ishal Budosa, Sunitra Ora, now presenting the students graduating from the Center for Counseling. Hamandev Majumdar in absentia, Apurva Dikau. Diksha Patel, K. Risavanga Karun Naik, Pawashon Pawakamai, Pratnya Ravi Vistai, Radha Barek, Rituparna Sutradhar, Sabhyata Ranjan, Sajati Baduria, Shanti Bigas Chakma, Sulakhana Pandit, Sumit Pradhan, now presenting the students from Center for Livelihood and Social Entrepreneurship. Aman Rohi Lakra in absentia. Arun Mok, Asha Purna Borpuchari, Vasundhara Aditya, Haisakaru Gatwo, Jacob Darsongam, M. Pooja Singha, Manisha Behera, Mehal Singh, Nachim Ahmad Baguya, Neha Prasad, Urzila in absentia, Violet Dudson, now presenting the students graduating from Center for Public Health. A. Aswani Grace in absentia, Adarsh Mani Gode in absentia, Akaksha in absentia, Amin Sabik CA. Divyal Bhushan Gupta in absentia, HT Latpiknik, Nabanita Burman, Namrata Barwa, Piyush Kumar in absentia, Rimchim Borua, Sengpad Marak in absentia, Shashin King, Sneha Sharma, and last Tanishka Wakhanare. I take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduating students and also would like to thank all the faculty members, administration and staff for training our students. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Dr. Meenakshi Buragohe, the Chairperson Center for Undergraduate Studies. Please invite the students graduating with Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences.
Good evening everyone. Welcoming the 9th batch of BS Student Convocation. Aditya in absentia, Ainam Degu in absentia, Aman Agarwal in absentia, Ananya Bordoloi. Ankit Borwa, Ayush Das, Bornam Jyoti Goswami, Biken Kamdak, Bime Kamdak, Debarchana Goswami, Dikshita Bora, Disha Kalita, Enjoydari Shangdiar in absentia, Getter Loya. Pujali Diwan, Isha Burman, Ishan Singh in absentia, Jonathan Laithanbam, Kashish Saini, Khushi Gangwal, Lucy Grace Tang, Maibam Dona in absentia, Manapratim Borthakur, Manma Dev Verma in absentia, M. Benyarili in absentia, Meena Chakma in absentia, Misty Sharma in absentia, Mridron Pratim Das. Mukhilan S. Namami Hazarika, Nikhil Thodam, Nyasa Singh, Nyohai Wangjen, Pratiti Bhattacharya, Prayaswini Barik, Rohan Singh in absentia, Rupin Kaur in absentia, Sayantika Paul. Silnang R. Marak, Swapnil Singh in absentia, Vihan Chaudhary. Thank you. Congratulations to all the graduating students.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as director of the institute, I hereby charge the recipients, those having received the PhD, the MA and the BA degrees, and those graduating students in absentia to be worthy of it, and expect them to be successful and contributing in their life, living up to the expectations as a proud alumnus of the institute. I wish you all the very best in life. I now have the privilege of reading out the message from the Chairman, Governing Board, TISS, at this 10th convocation ceremony of the batch of academic year 2021-23 held on 23rd June 2023 at Guwahati. To all the graduating students, a hearty congratulations on reaching this wonderful milestone. I am delighted that the class of 2020-21-23, representing nearly all the states of India, who joined the campuses of TISS at Guwahati to pursue their dream academic programs, are today going to be conferred their well-deserved degree. I'm sure that each one of you has enormously progressed in terms of your capabilities during your coursework, and that you now have far greater competencies than when you began your studies at TISS. I'm also sure that in the process of earning your degree, you have acquired intellectual strength and imbibed the rich ethos of TISS that you shall apply to build and support an equitable, gender-just, and sustainable world. My dear graduates, your accomplishments at TISS are impressive. All the same, at this juncture, it is important to acknowledge all those who have been a part of your journey. You have been supported as much by the faculty, staff, and other peers at the institute as by your parents, friends, and of course relatives. Several of you have been supported by generous donors and central and state government fellowships. I would like you to join me in thanking these institutions and individuals who have helped you realize your dreams. I'm very confident that every new graduate passing out of the hallowed portals of TISS has the ability to draw on ethos to reimagine the futures. Going forward, we will await news of your leadership, your success, and your contributions to society with a great deal of keenness. Congratulations once again, and all the very best for a very bright future. Vijay Singh, Chairman Interim Governing Board of TISS and Vice Chairman Tata Trusts on this day. Thank you very much.
I now request the Deputy Director, TISS, Guwahati Off-Campus, Professor Kalpana Sarathi, to introduce the chief guest.
It is a proud privilege to introduce the very distinguished chief guest at the 10th convocation of TISS Guwahati Off-Campus. Professor Manorama Sharma has served as professor and head of the Department of History and has retired from the Northeastern Hill University, Shillong in 2015. Before joining NEHU, she had taught in the history departments of Dibrugarh University and Guwahati University in various capacities. She has been a visiting professor in Calcutta University and also has been an honorary professor in the Homeo Kumar Das Institute of Social Change and Research. Currently, she is actively associated with the Assam Institute of Mass Communication and Media Research, Guwahati, as an academic advisor. Professor Sharma is a gold medalist of Guwahati University and winner of the coveted S.K. Bhuya Award for securing the highest marks in history at the postgraduate level. She taught at the universities of Dibrugarh and Guwahati before joining her teaching assignment in NEHU. Professor Sharma's main interests in teaching and research have been the study of society and polity of Northeast India, with a special focus on social change in Assam, tribal traditions and democratic governance, introducing gender history as an important part of historical research and teaching, which has been one of her major contributions. She has published books and a large number of articles in research journals and edited volumes on historiography, Gender History and Social Formations in Assam. Her better known books are Social and Economic Change in Assam, Middle Class Hegemony, History and History Writing in Northeast India, of which there were 2 editions, and Society and Social Forces in Northeast India. Her edited work on sources of gender history titled Rethinking Gender History, Essays on Northeast and Beyond was published in 2017. She has published a large number of articles in research journals and edited volumes on historiography, gender history, and social formations in Assam. She has also lectured in universities in India and abroad on areas like historiography, matrilineal societies, and tribal societies. Her keen and abiding interest in the societies of Northeast India, particularly on issues like social change and gender relations, is borne out by her continuous publications and lectures. To name a few, Are Social Hierarchies Unjust? A Gendered Approach to Power Structures, Social Change and Women, Has She Acquired a New Identity in Northeast India, which was published in 2012, Women and Religion in India, Status and Quest for Liberation, Women and Culture in the Perspective of Assam. She has also lectured in universities within the region and also outside on areas like historiography, matrilineal, and has also been a resource person in various gender sensitization programs. Professor Sharma has been active both in the academic and social arenas in trying to raise social sensitivity on issues regarding women, gender equality, and the very important social issue of patriarchy and its impact on both women, men, and those with other sexual preferences like the LGBTQ in society. She has also been the chairperson of the Women's Complaint Cell of NEHU, and in that capacity she has helped in successfully protecting complainants in cases of sexual harassment. She believes that the time has come when we should move out of stereotypes and learn to think differently, both in the context of approaches to academics as also in understanding society in terms of democracy, equity, and gender rights.
Performance, the meritorious students are being awarded the prizes, medals, and certificates of the Institute. I have the honor to request the chief guest, Professor Manorama Sharma, retired Professor NEHU, to kindly give away the prizes, medals, and certificates to the respective awardees. Professor Sharma.
Institute Gold Medal to the best student in BA in Social Sciences, Swapnil Singh in absentia. Institute Silver Medal to the second best student in BA Social Sciences, Aditya in absentia. Bronze Medal to the third best student in BA in Social Sciences, Ruplin Kaur in absentia. Institute Gold Medal to the best student MA in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, Arya Meher AS. Institute Silver Medal to the second best student MA in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, Jansi Course. Prize to the best research project in MA in Ecology, Environment and Sustainable Development, Nipul Chakma. Institute Gold Medal to the best student MA in Labor Studies and Social Protection, Shwarnadipta Saha. Institute Silver Medal to the second best student MA in Labor Studies and Social Protection, Vandana Parikh. Vandana is also the recipient of the prize to the best research project MA in Labor Studies and Social Protection. Institute Gold Medal to the best student MA in Peace and Conflict Studies, Ali Afrina Sahin. Ali Afrina has also received the prize to the Best Research Project MA in Peace and Conflict Studies. Institute Silver Medal to the second best student MA in Peace and Conflict Studies, Mayurika Das. Institute Gold Medal to the best student MA in Sociology and Social Anthropology, Drupad Umesh. Drupad has also received the prize to the Best Research Project MA in Sociology and Social Anthropology. Institute Silver Medal to the second best student MA in Sociology and Social Anthropology, Franjil BR in absentia. Institute Gold Medal to the best student MA in Social Work, Hiba Basir. Hiba Basir is also the recipient of the prize and seal to the best student MA in Social Work, Community Organization and Development Practices. Institute Silver Medal to the second best student MA in Social Work, Mary Salini Tom. She has also received the prize for the best research work MA in CODP, Community Organization and Development Practices. Prize and seal to the best student in fieldwork MA in Social Work, Community Organization and Development Practice, Monica Murmu. Prize and seal to the best student MA in Social Work Counseling, Savyata Ranjan. She has also received the best research prize in MA in Social Work Counseling. Prize and seal to the best student in field work MA in Social Work Counseling, Diksha Fatiyar. Prize and seal to the best student MA in Social Work, Livelihood and Social Entrepreneurship, Basundhara Aditya. Prize and seal to the best student in fieldwork MA in Social Work, Livelihood and Social Entrepreneurship, Violet Dodson. She is also the recipient of the prize for the best research work MA in Livelihood and Social Entrepreneurship. Prize and seal to the best student MA in Social Work, Public Health, Rimjim Barua. She has also got the Best Student Award in the field work. Prize to the best research work MA in Social Work, Public Health, Taniksha Lakhuner. Congratulations to all.
It's my pleasure and indeed honor of this institute to now invite Professor Manorama Sharma, former Professor Nehu, to deliver the convocation address. Professor Sharma.
Friends, let me begin by saying that as I address you today, I am doing so not only as an academic, but more as a gender activist, because as a social scientist, I am deeply committed to the cause of creating gender-sensitive individuals in the society, because it is only the gender-sensitive individuals who can give shape to a gender-sensitive society. And therefore, you must have seen that breaking traditions or the usual norms, I have addressed all of you, every one of you, as friends, because I believe it is time to think differently, to move away from all kinds of hierarchies, whether they are feudal hierarchies of status, of rank, or the hierarchies which are associated with gender. So far as I am concerned, all of you adults are my friends, and I address you as such. It is indeed a very happy occasion today to see in front of us a group of youngsters who are ready to go into the world as social scientists, who seek not only to understand society, but also to engage with society at various levels and in various ways to bring the essential, fundamental changes which are extremely necessary in the society. As a student of history, I must tell you that the only constant that is there in society is change. Even scientifically also, every moment is change, because right now what I'm saying will be past in a second. So change is the truth and the core of our lives, and society definitely has to change. And let me tell you, the change of the way the society will change is in the hands of the coming generations. So all of you, particularly as social scientists, you have a great responsibility on your shoulders as you leave the portals of TIS Guwahati. The social sciences, I believe, should not remain only at the level of academic discourses, but should also engage in an extra academic discourse, which basically aims at engaging the public audience in the various activities of the social sciences. For long, the social scientists, irrespective of whether they belong to the field of economics, history, political science, sociology, anthropology, both physical and cultural anthropology, to name a few, have all been debating on how to take their disciplines forward in their own disciplinary methodologies and concerns, and as a part of the larger arena of the social sciences. In short, the debates have been over the question of interdisciplinarity, intradisciplinarity, vis-a-vis the survival of the idea of social science. It is in the process of these debates that 27 years ago, in 1996, the Gulbenkian Commission report, of which many of you may have heard in class. If not, today you have Google Baba ready for you. Please do look up and try and read the Gulbenkian Commission report. This was published in 1996 The commission was chaired by a very famous social scientist, Immanuel Wallerstein, and consisted of 10 distinguished scholars from the natural sciences, social sciences, and the humanities. Their report is entitled Open the Social Sciences. And this was widely read throughout the world and went on to explore how social science was historically constructed as a form of knowledge, why it was divided into specific and relatively standard disciplines through a process that took place between the late 19th century and 1945. It then went on to discuss the ways in which the developments that took place in the world began to question this intellectual division of labor, and the report argued that the backwardness of the social sciences arose because of their lingering attachments to the ideas, methodologies, and divisions that marked their foundations in the 19th century. And therefore, this commission reopened the issues of organizational structuring that had been put in place during the previous period, but which definitely needed rethinking in the post-1945 period. And thus, this is what laid the foundations of the idea of the integration of all kinds of scientific knowledge. And that became a core of the idea of the Gulbenkian Commission's report. The report then went on to elucidate a series of basic intellectual questions about which there has been much debate in recent times. I don't wish to discuss the whole report here, because that would be another occasion where it can be discussed here, but I would like to use the debates on this report, particularly since the early decade of this century, to draw the attention of the young social scientists of today to a few important issues which have been raised about how the challenges of our times have to be addressed by the social sciences. In a critique of the Gulbenkian Commission report, which came out in 2007, and this critique was drawn up by a professor of the University of California by the name of Michael Burawoy, he pointed out that the Gulbenkian Commission report actually shied away from two very important questions that provide a necessary foundation for revisiting the project of the social sciences today in the light of the tasks faced and the light of the tasks ahead. The questions are knowledge for whom and knowledge for what. At this juncture of the developments in the field of knowledge, we definitely need to ask whether the knowledge which we produce is meant for an academic audience only. And today I was impressed to see that amount of research work which has been going on in TIS Guwahati, and I'm sure a lot of different kinds of knowledge has been produced. But we definitely need to ask ourselves, and all of those of you who have been part of that production of that knowledge, that for whom has this knowledge been produced, and for what purpose has the knowledge been produced? Whether the knowledge we produce is meant only for an academic audience, or also for an extra academic audience, which means the larger public, and whether that knowledge is meant to only determine the larger, the means to pursue a given end, or to discuss those ends as well, whether we are moving towards just a given end taken for granted, but are we also going to discuss the ends, what goal we have received? Are we critically going to look into that also? So these are, I think, two very important questions for each one of us as social scientists particularly to keep in mind. In trying to address this, critics of the idea of opening up the social sciences like Burawe and many others as well have pointed to the fact that today the challenges that the academia in general and the social sciences in particular face have to be seen against the backdrop of what we call the third wave marketism, or more popularly referred to as neoliberalism or globalization, which had basic differences with the second wave marketism, which had begun in the late 19th century and lasted till the last remnants of the planned economy. During the phase of this second marketism, the state-regulated capitalism also ensured some amount of autonomy to the universities, academics, and thus to the disciplines as well. In the third wave marketism, however, the states are encouraging the development of markets, which gets reflected in commodification of research and the privatization of higher education, and thus results in subjecting the academia or academics to political surveillance. It is, of course, necessary to remember that these phases, the second wave marketism, the third wave marketism, have not happened uniformly all over the world at the same time. And they do not happen uniformly. And each country or each state passes through these stages differently, and developments take place through borrowings and also rejection of knowledge from advanced countries, and combining these, both the borrowings and the rejections, with their indigenous experiences to create knowledge systems of their own. So this is something which is, I think, very crucial for social scientists today, to be able, because every society, every part of the world, every country is going through different phases, and I think the ones who are experts or who are most would be best at being able to assess it would be the social scientists, to understand what could be the challenges to education, what could be the challenges to society, and therefore, if possible, at least to try and find out what is the way forward. The critics of the Gulbenkian report today therefore believe that there is a need to open up the social sciences, but not in the way that the report envisioned, but by opening up the social sciences by new thinking as regards their relation to values and purposes of society, and more importantly, to open them up to extra academic audiences. And here I would say the extra academic audience is, of course, the public, particularly that public which is marginalized and in danger of erosion of their identities. It is necessary for every social scientist, I think, to give extra importance to those areas or those realities of their society. Now, against the background of this theoretical framework, I would like to place before our young social scientists of today one major issue which relates to the values and purposes of society, and about which all societies need to have their own concerns, and particularly in the context of Northeast Indian societies, the concerns have to be related to creation of new knowledge systems which requires the capacity to think differently. I am referring to the whole issue of the idea of development. There is no doubt about the fact that we are in the third wave marketism today. Maybe not at the level of developed economies like the USA, etc., but we have almost lost all vestiges of the planned economy phase from the 1990s. And the effects of a market-driven economy in our academic life is evident. And I think nothing has placed it more clearly than the NEP 2020, the New Economic Policy 2020, which is pushing towards commercialization and privatization of education, which is one of the major features of the third wave marketism. It is therefore of utmost importance for all in the academia, particularly the social scientists, to rethink all concepts, themes, and ideas from the perspective of what they could signify for the values and purposes of the society. In this process, the idea of development needs much more serious thinking than has been done by our policymakers and policy implementers and others, particularly in this part of the country. The debate on development, which has taken center stage in many parts of the world, has not taken off to the extent it should have in this part of the country. Here I'm giving you an idea of one of our leading environmentalist scholars, Sumi Krishna, who in her book Genderscapes Revisioning Natural Resource Management, which was published in 2008, has said that during the late 1950s and early 60s, the prevailing theory of development in India and most other low-income countries was overwhelmingly positivist and patriarchal, seeking to bring about technological changes that would transform the economy and the lives of the people. Thus, the emphasis was on bringing about technological changes as the core issue of development. There was no perception of viewing development in terms of human and social concerns. Unfortunately, that approach is still very popular amongst our policymakers, as we see to what is going around us today in the name of development. It is therefore a particular responsibility of the social sciences to bring about a widespread discussion of the idea that development has to be constructed as a process of enlarging people's choices, enhancing participatory democratic processes, and the ability of people to have a say in the decisions that shape their lives. And this is an idea that you will get if you read a work like The Companion to Development Studies, which has been edited by Vandana Desai and Robert B. Potter. So, the debates on development therefore have focused on this, that if our democracy does not survive, there cannot be real development in the terms of people-centered developments. So democratic societies is the need of the hour and not autocracies or non-democratic societies. As social scientists, we will really fail in our duty to the society if we cannot make the society, community, and even the state move away from the very patriarchal approaches that still exist in the policies of development, and to understand, as Sumi Krishna has equivocally stated, about the interconnections between development, equity, and gender in another work of hers, where she says that development is about people, about increasing their ability and power to direct their own lives in the context of their environment, their history, and aspirations for the future. Development is not about catching up with other people. That's this state has done this, so I must be number one in the line of development and I must catch up. No, that is not development. It is not about catching up with other people, but it is about an enlarged range of and quality of choices, of lifestyles, of occupations. The process of development involves structural transformations in the organization of society and economy. Such a process cannot take place without altering relationships of dominance and subordination or affecting the interests of different groups within the society. And this is from Sumi Krishna's work that was published in 2007. Thus, subordination of the marginalized sections of the society on the grounds of their biological sex or their sexual preferences is characterized by loss of control over resources, right to property, and freedom of movement. The issue of development, therefore, needs to be seen in terms of gender and gender relations. I'm not saying only in terms of women, because today the women is a word which is, that you throw these little pieces to women and let them be happy kind of a thing. That is not really what we mean by gender. Gender is an all-inclusive term which must relate to all citizens irrespective of their sexual preferences, their biological sexual existence. The relationship between women and development, however, has been discussed because that is, women definitely are the most marginalized section in all societies. And it has been discussed as WID, that is women in development, to WAD, women and development, and finally to GAD, which stands for gender and development. Gender and development, or GAD, showed that development had not in any way changed male-biased traditional attitudes, and one aspect of the inequalities is violence and discrimination against women and against all those who have different sexual preferences. And this had in many areas inhibited them, particularly the women, from taking advantage of programs targeted at them like literacy classes, credit, agriculture, etc. The central focus of the GAD approach is empowerment from below rather than integration into existing development programs. There is thus a very close interconnection between development, patriarchy, and the subordination of women and also the LGBTQ plus community in the paradigm of development, and that has become so dominant today. It is these debates and perceptions that we need to bring into the development debate when we view the issue of development, particularly in the context of Northeast India. And merely mentioning in a report, as it has been a policy document like the NEP 2020, that using the term third gender and saying that this much of financial say provisions would be set aside for them, that is not really bringing about the kind of gender sensitive society that we have to move towards. From the age of 3 or 4, when children are supposed to be educated and sent to school, we have to work out a system, and this is where social scientists and other educators can also come in. Work out a system where a next generation grows up for whom sex of the person does not matter. It never will a child or never will a person ever say that you should dress that way or a man should dress this way. These are the kinds of ideas that have to be removed from the society, and that's what I feel is when I say think differently, out of the box. Think differently, move out of stereotypes. And so, when we view the issue of development, particularly in the context of India and Northeast India, I think these are the issues that we must keep in mind. Even the Commonwealth Secretariat in its manual for governments and other stakeholders has very clearly pointed out that it is necessary to shift towards the GAD, gender and development approach, because it is necessary to promote gender equality and equity, or else what we will see in the name of development in the region will be rampant destruction of natural resources, as we are already beginning to see, and the total lack of concern for the integration of indigenous knowledge systems in the project of development. Gender relations form no part of the development thinking in the region, and piecemeal women-only projects seems to be the only gender concern or gender sensitivity. The planners still seem to be steeped in the stereotype assumptions regarding gender roles in the society. This is where I think institutions like this Guwahati or any of the off campuses of this are extremely important in not only taking new thinking about gender equity and development to the grassroots, but also influencing the policymakers and planners and the society at large in getting out of the stereotyped assumptions regarding women's roles and gender roles in relation to in relation into society. Now, this is also necessary because very often we find, particularly in the context of Northeast India, that problems of this region are always given a so-called political color. If there is clash between two groups, it is a political color. But we have to understand that this so-called political color is because of the entire wrong or stereotyped ideas of development. It has been a lopsided development based on very outdated ideas of development. So even when a place like Manipur is burning today, I think it is necessary for social scientists to think that what are the socio-economic causes or reasons for such such conflicts and such disasters in a society. And it is also important to understand, I think, for social scientists of this region, that the same measuring rod of development cannot be used for a diverse country like India. What may be very effective in Rajasthan may not be effective in a place in Northeast India. So planners and policymakers must learn to think differently in the context of indigenous knowledge systems and basically in the context of a gender-sensitive mindset. Finally, I will close by saying two things to all the young social scientists who are leaving their alma mater with their degrees to face the challenges of the world as social scientists. First is, a degree in the social sciences today opens up many windows for all of you. And it is not necessary that everyone has to be in the academic world. The private as well as the public sectors today have need of young people who can understand, influence, and also explain the values and purposes of society so that public sector programs become useful to the society and community, and the private sector not only make their own profits from their project, that's of course the private sector will always look at, but also benefit their targeted stakeholders by taking up projects in line with indigenous knowledge systems, indigenous requirements, and the needs of the community. Secondly, I hope that each one of you, and that I think is something I would be very happy if every one of you take back with you in your minds as you leave the portals of TIS Guwahati today. I hope that each one of you will carry to your own communities and societies the importance of understanding gender and gender relations in the true sense of the term, so that we can move towards creating a society in which each individual has equal rights, equal facilities for their growth and development as an equal citizen of the country, not restricted by the boundaries of their sexual existences or sexual preferences. I'm optimistic that it is young social scientists like you and important institutions like this which will play their roles in raising the society to those heights. I wish you all a very bright and successful future ahead to enrich not only your own personal lives, but also to enrich the lives of all those that you come into contact with. Thank you very much and congratulations to all.
I would like to request the director now to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
Please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे